Our guest tonight rose as a member of one of the most successful Aussie pop rock quartets in history as drummer of 5 Seconds of Summer. As a band, they have sold more than 10 million albums, over 2 million concert tickets worldwide, and their song streams have surpassed 7 billion. He's back for his second solo album released today, full of infectious 80s anthems, rock bangers, dubby art pop, and more, and he joins us to celebrate. Please welcome to the Pulse, Ashton, Irwin.
Woo! Damn, that was like a WWE intro.
Oh, man. You are the king.
Well, yeah, it feels good to be back in the ring.
You need to get a bottle of water, spit it up in the air like Triple H or something.
All over my laptop.
Oh, man, congratulations. I mean, so good to have you on the show. And this album is insane. Start to finish, just banger after banger. You've really killed it. And, of course, we're loving Straight to Your Heart. We've been playing it, smashing it on the show. I read that you even passed your motorcycle license and learned archery in order to use the skills in the music video. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. Well, look,
That's wild.
I had a big birthday. I was turning 30 a couple days ago, which I like to keep a secret, so I'll tell everybody on Hit Network. But yeah, I kind of was like, well, what do I want to do before I'm 30? What haven't I done? Well, I thought a lot about motorbikes, as most dudes do. For some reason, it like starts to just get into your head when you approach 30. You start thinking about riding motorbikes for some reason. That happened to me. So I had to cross that off. But I also knew I had a music video coming up. But also I realized about 2 years ago that I was lacking primitive skills. All I knew how to do was play the crap out of some drums and sing my heart out and write a song. And I got jealous of guys who could like build houses and that kind of thing. And I was like, well, what if I learn a new skill? I'm going to learn archery. And obviously had to put them both in my music video for the Bond effect.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Man, isn't it funny, like turning 30? I just turned 32 and I was like, I need to do all these things. Like I need to
Yeah.
I need to try this. I need to go overseas and go to this place. And yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And then you turn 30 and you're like, oh, what was I so worried about?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Why did I have a quarter life crisis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like, yeah, but I am stoked I pushed myself, but now I'm like, I'm doing all kinds of random stuff that I didn't expect to be doing. Like I'm not, I was going to say I'm learning Portuguese, but then you're going to ask me to speak some Portuguese and I get,
Absolutely.
so I'm not going to be doing that today.
Is this on Duolingo? Or like
No, I'm not
proper?
on Duolingo.
Oh, okay.
I'm just winging it. I'm watching random TV shows and stuff and just trying to learn.
The old school way.
Well, yeah, out in Windsor in Sydney in high school, they tried to teach me French, and at that point in time, I'd never met anybody who spoke French, and I just didn't understand the purpose of another language in Australia. But now I definitely do, and I regret not paying any attention.
Yes.
Hey, you've worked with rock veteran John Feldman, who's got producing credits with artists like Blink-182, Avril Lavigne, Good Charlotte, huge names. How do you go about choosing a team to help produce alongside?
You know what else relevant to Australia he produced that banger, it's called Forever by the Veronicas.
Veronicas,
We actually had the girls in not long ago and we were chatting to him about John Feldman. I love how much he embraces Australians, hey?
Oh, he loves it, but he particularly likes Aussies because we have like a bit of a tougher system where we approve each other's talents. Like people coming out of Australia are severely talented because we're kind of tough on each other. Like, no one's getting out of Australia going through the gauntlet of Aussie gigs without knowing like what they got to be made of.
Yeah.
But I love working with him. Him and I have like a telekinesis. Obviously, I'm a drummer first and foremost. And we had been recording since I was about 17, 18 years old. So we have this kind of long-standing relationship in the recording studio. And I just needed someone I could trust. And I needed a mentor. And I needed a freaking amazing sounding album as well. So he was the guy. All the way.
And I love that you've released this album in 2 parts, man. You've done the Thorns side 1 of the album, which had the first 8 tracks, and that came out last Friday, and then Roses, which dropped today. Why did you choose to split the albums in half?
So a few reasons. I'll keep it simple though. Obviously, conceptually, there's some of the record that is sounding very. I'll make sure you get the TH in this, thorny. And there's the other half that sounds more like it'll be connected to beautiful things. So I
Yeah.
guess all of us have our like defense mechanisms or our darker parts that we are our vulnerable parts, and others, we have more external relationship with the world. But I wanted to split into two halves because I'd written so many damn songs that this day and age people are expecting songs that are like a minute and a half, and I write like pretty long bangers for today's standards.
Yeah.
So I just wanted my concepts to be digested by actual fans. I wanted people to listen to my lyrics and really dive into the different concepts of my writing. So yeah, I thought it was a good way to break it up and make it digestible for folks,
That's cool
Yeah,
too,
I
because
love
I think a lot of artists are doing that. They are making longer music again because, I mean, I feel like we've had this real resurgence of vinyl and people are really nostalgic these days and, really respect artists and appreciate artistry. I think bring back the longer songs and the 2-minute little TikTok trends. And
Yeah, well, I'm not I'm making this to outlive me,
Yeah.
So my music hopefully will live on and be discovered by people long after I'm too old to play a chord, So
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking too short term. I think long term, especially with my solo work, because I've had a lot of pop success with the band, but this is kind of me trying to show people who I am deep down and what I feel about the world and the way I see things.
Yeah, cool.
Love that. And you've titled the album Blood on the Drums. You've said it's a metaphor for how much you've given to your music. Can you tell us a bit more about this and the inspo behind it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in a literal sense, so often I'd look down and there'd be blood on my kid after beating the crap out of those drums for 2 hours on stage with the band, and you do it night after night, 6 or 7 nights a week, and I've done that for over a decade.
Actual blood?
Yeah, I always, you play till you bleed. That's a drummer's journey.
What, from your fingers or?
Yeah, from my knuckles and my hands, and because you're rocking.
Bro, I have the softest hands in the world. I wouldn't know anything about that. So I'm like, wow, do you actually bleed?
Yeah, you do sometimes, but also obviously the metaphor that you touched on. I mean, it's a lot about sacrifice. This music road hasn't been easy, so I just wanted to kind of share a really powerful visual metaphor that I could communicate about sacrifice and resilience, which are some pretty big topics on my record lyrically.
Yeah, cool. And you are performing a one-night only show in LA to showcase the new album. Can we expect you here in Australia doing any performances anytime soon?
Oh, I would love to play everywhere I can in Australia.
Yeah.
That would
We
be
would love that.
amazing. And a part of my kind of long-term goals is to come down there and tour and see what happens. I mean, I don't feel like myself when I'm away for too long from Australia. I start to get a little missing my roots.
Yeah.
So to come down there and slay it would be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we would love that. We love you. We need you home, bro. So hopefully sometime soon we'll get those gigs.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I'm excited. Probably next year or the year after. I mean, you'll either get 5 sauce or me. I mean,
Yeah.
Awesome.
that's how it goes. Yeah.
Ashton Irwin's new single, Straight to Your Heart, and second solo album, Blood on the Drums, is out everywhere right now. Thanks so much.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for making the time, guys. I'll talk to you another time.